Welcome to Old Script. This is season 2, and my name is JK.
My name is Riya, and we have a special guest today, Lydia. She is a senior director of label management at Virgin Music, so we're super excited to have you here. Please go ahead and introduce more of yourself and let our viewers know who you are.
Sure. Hi everyone, my name is Lydia. I am originally based in the Virgin Music LA office, but I'm out in Korea for the time being. Originally it was gonna be a year, but now I'm here for a couple more years, working with our Korean label partners out here, so yeah.
1 year turning into multiple years?
Yes, yep, yeah.
And that's by choice, isn't it?
Yes.
What?
I think originally my plan was just a year. I'd wanted to see what the time difference was like being out here in Korea, because all the partners I work with are here. And so being out here has been such an honor just because I get to be in the same time zone, I get to be where everything is happening. And then after a year, I was like, I don't think that was enough time. And so ended up extending a couple more years, so here I am.
That's so cool. Well, kind of to just like let our audience know a little bit more of like, what does that even mean, label management? It's like you help distribute K-pop to the rest of the world outside of Korea, correct?
Yes. So Virgin Music Group is like a global independent distribution company. And we've honestly had such a pleasure and honor of working with a lot of the Korean-based K-pop labels, companies, and distributing the music, both digitally and physically, to global markets, including the US, Europe, Australia, all
So
global.
cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's because of you. That's what I like to tell myself. It's because of Lydia. I get
so
to
much
listen to
pressure.
this. But do you mind, just kind of giving us more like background detail of like, why did you decide to move to Korea? Like other than work, like were there any other like, I don't know, desires that you were like hoping to get out of your move out here?
Yeah, I mean, I think knowing that this is like the motherland, this is the land where my parents, my grandparents, like our history comes from this place. And knowing that my work has allowed me to be here and kind of connecting the dots, I was like, this is such a great opportunity to come back and kind of be in the space where like the culture that kind of raised our history, our lineage, and that's kind of like the personal aspect of it on top of business. I think, honestly, being in Korea is just fun. There's so much to do. I feel like there's so much freedom to just explore and see what else is happening here. And it's such a fast-moving culture that it's just been fun to kind of observe and see and be in it, be in this space where K-pop is happening, where K-beauty is happening, and seeing how that just kind of goes out into the world. So a little bit of personal and business at the same time.
Yeah.
And through those observations, were there any like interesting discoveries?
Interesting discoveries. Everything moves so fast. So fast. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm like, one thing, I'm like looking at this trend that's happening, and then 2 months later it's gone and it's already on to the next. I think that's probably just normal Gen Z culture now, but I feel like Korea personalities in itself and the culture in itself, it just kind of accelerates it to a different degree. So the music style, the dancing, the fashion, everything, it's just so fast. So I think I'm trying to catch up to it, because in the US, everything moves a little bit slower. But then I'm like, being Korean American, you're kind of in the mix where like in America, you are a little bit faster perhaps than like the other culture there. But then here, I feel like I'm so behind and I need to like chop, bari, you know?
That makes sense. Korea, everyone's so 빨리빨리, like 급해. Like,
yes, yeah.
how do you say that in English?
Like there's
Like
a sense of urgency.
Urgency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find myself being like, we gotta finish. We gotta go end on time. But in America, I'd have been like, take your time. You know,
Right,
relax, enjoy.
Yeah. Especially from California.
Yes,
Way
exactly.
more relaxed. I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, chill.
Yeah. And I was born and raised in Hawaii and then Texas, which is even slower. So I think ingrained in me is like, take it easy. But here I'm like fast walking to places when I don't even need to walk fast.
The city life.
City life, yeah.
Do you think that has sort of translated across to how you approach work? The same work that you were doing in LA, but doing it here in Korea with the fast-paced sort of nature of how the rest of society works here. How has that influenced your work?
I think it actually, this Korean culture, since I started working with Korean label partners, it started while I was in the US. So I think in terms of communication, that culture kind of was implanted. And then I found that the team there wasn't moving as fast. And so I'd be like, it's been 24 hours, where's the response? And I think coming here, I feel like I found like, okay, everyone is kind of moving at that same pace, and I feel like I'm trying to catch up now. But yeah, I think it started just because the nature of communication within Korea, within Asia in general, perhaps, is just everyone's like, get it and go. Like they expect things to happen very, very quickly. And if it doesn't, then there are repercussions. Yeah.
Does that mean more work for you here?
I think more than just more work, I think it's not being able to take a breath and look back and be like, what worked and what didn't work? What are some pros and cons of doing it this way? And so I feel like we just don't have time to breathe, because there's so much that happens at the same time working with multiple partners. Everyone, like, if you just think about like the normal music promotion time period for K-pop, you have a month of like announcing the album, releasing the album, and 2 weeks of promotions. That's only like 6 weeks. But then there are other pop artists that have like pre-order periods for like 6 to 8 months. And so I think that just goes to show, right? Like album cadence too. Like pop artists release 1 album every year, every 2 years. K-pop artists release 2 to 3 or 4 each year. And so I think that just kind of already shows the culture of like,
That just makes me tired just hearing that.
I felt overwhelmed.
I'm like,
yeah. So.
Is that sort of, why is it?
I mean, I think one thing is like every time you release an album, that's just that much more income and revenue that's coming into the company, profit. And they work a lot of these artists and, you know, companies pretty heavily, I feel like. And I think the working culture of Korea kind of just has aligned with that.
Right.
I think kind of what we were saying earlier, that there is such a shortened attention span. And even in terms of music consumption, like you don't listen to an album and then repeat it and repeat it. You listen to it once and you're like, okay, if there's a song you like, then you'll go back to it. But I think to continue have that artist or that label at the forefront of everyone's minds is always going to be a priority. And so they release music just to continue to get people's attention. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, how is this sustainable? Like, how are they able to continue to operate this way?
Oh man. I feel like there are a lot of different strategies that a lot of companies put in place to make sure that people's attention stays there. Like, whether it's through different brand deals or like short form content is probably the biggest one, where they're constantly releasing different types of content. Just a lot of money, I feel like, goes into just having your artists be visible in different spaces and events and things like that. But I think in terms of like the music distribution side of it, like I just really focus on getting the music out there. And so I think in that it's like everything just moves so fast to try to keep that artist at the front and be number one, be at the top.
That's so fascinating. I guess like kind of bring it back to you, because I feel like, it just sounds like a machine. An amazing machine. No shade against K-pop lovers out there. But like for you, of like, I mean, because I know you, I think one of the first or second encounters like I met you, it's like you're singing, like she's an amazing singer, people.
Oh wow!
Like you're a musician yourself. But like, how is it? Yeah, like, you know, as a musician at heart, like, and working in this industry and like being here, like how has that been, that journey?
I will say, like, my love for music is what started just being in the industry. I've never really wanted to pursue it personally, because I felt like it wasn't something that I wanted to make a business or a job out of. But I think my love for music was like so strong that I was like, I just want to work in the music industry in general. And now I'm at a place where I feel like my identity as a Korean American has allowed me a specific place in the music industry because of my background, because of my identity really has been highlighted and has been so valued that I'm in this specific space that I am now. But I think my love for music just goes back to family, and I think church has been a part of it too. I feel like that's cultivated a lot of things for me, and that's kind of sparked this profession, honestly, and joining this specific industry. I think music is, like, for me personally, I think it'll just be like a very sacred thing for me. But I think kind of being able to express it through work has been such an honor and such a pleasure to kind of have that distinct space and kind of have that be a form of expression too.
I feel like some of our listeners might be curious to know how you started out in the industry. Like, how did you get your first job? You know, like, I mean, having an interest in music as a musician, but then coming out of college and then, you know, going to a big label. How did that even happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think being in Austin specifically from middle school throughout college and kind of that being kind of a central hub for live music, I think that was kind of what sparked it. And there are a lot of companies out in Austin, but if you think about major music cities, it's really just LA, New York, and maybe Nashville. And so for me, I knew that I wanted to work in music. I didn't know how or what, but I think at that point there was this sort of like desire and this energy where I was like, I'm gonna make it happen. And so I did a couple of internships throughout college, and then post-college, I initially had wanted to move to Nashville. I think being in Texas, I was like, I want to work in country music as a Korean American, which is kind of funny to think
I love that. Visually, I can see it.
Yeah. And so I was like, country music, I want to work with those artists, or even just like music publishing in Nashville. And so I was like, I'm going to move to Nashville. But then I ended up applying for just an overall internship pool through Warner Music Group. My first choice was Nashville, second choice was LA, third was New York. And LA was the first like branch, I guess, or the headquarters really, that reached out. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll like move to LA for a few months and kind of see how it goes, just experience being in the building. And everyone talks in the industry just talks about being in the building because you just make so many connections. And I was like, I'll just do that. And then I like look back, and I lived in LA for over 10 years after that point. I never went back home, and I think being in Korea now is the next step for me. But after applying for an internship, and I was at Warner Music Group for that internship for 3 months. Throughout those few months, I didn't just stay within my team. I literally walked around to different departments. This random Korean girl walking and being like, do you guys need help with anything? Like, I think part of me is just like my personality. It's like growing up in the church and kind of having that mindset. But I just wanted to learn. I just wanted to see what people are doing, what was happening. So I go to the marketing department. I have no experience in marketing. I'd be like, what can I do? Like, can I help with anything? And they assigned me to like create a one sheet for this rap artist. And I was like, I know nothing about this rap artist, but I'll try. And I just like looked at examples, I pulled it together, and they're like, thank you. And I was like, okay. So that's kind of like a smaller task that marketing team does. I went to A&R and I was like, what can I? So I basically just walked around and I was like, what can I do? And at the end of the 3 months, I got a job offer, and I was like, okay. I was like, and then at that point too, I wasn't sold on LA. So I was like, all right, one year in LA, 1 year in LA. And then I ended up staying at that job for 7 years. And then I went to a smaller label, 88 Rising, for about a year. And then after that, moved to a company called Ingrews, which is now Virgin Music Group. There was like a merger that happened, and I've been here for about 4 years now. So I honestly can say I've been blessed just by different opportunities coming my way, but also I feel like there's a measure of like, I really wanted to work in music. And that just kind of, I feel like, projected me into where I am now, where I am today.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. So, you know, it seems like you've built a career in the corporate world, you know, working in a particular sort of aspect of the music industry. I mean, as someone, both of us having come from the corporate world and having decided to leave the corporate world for our respective different reasons, have you ever sort of thought about, wanting to do and pursue other sort of opportunities outside of the corporate world, or is it something that is fulfilling enough for you to want to remain and build, I guess, a mission in that ecosystem?
Yeah. There was one point where I was like, what am I doing? Like, I think there was just such a regular schedule and like waking up early, going to work, working for hours, coming home late. And I was like, is this what life is supposed to be like? And there was a point in time where I was like exploring marriage and family therapy. I had started taking like some basic classes to try to get like, and start applying. But as I was taking classes, I was like, maybe this is just a personal thing for me. And I think that was probably just the one moment where I was like, should I try this? And then I kind of was like, no, I don't think this is it. And so I think that reignited just how much I wanted to work in music. So I feel like sometimes you just kind of need to like taste a little bit of other things and be like, no, this is actually what I really want to do. So I think that's what happened to me. But that was just once, honestly. I'm surprised it didn't happen more. It's been, I think like 11, 12 years working in the industry now. But yeah.
And you're still in it and you
I'm
love
still
it.
in it and I love it. Yeah.
Wow, I wish I could stay in corporate that long and say that I love it still.
I will say though, what's been a huge impact for me is having people in leadership really support me. Like I feel so blessed to have had really amazing managers and really amazing people in leadership who have supported just ownership of what I'm working on and what I'm doing. And if I say I need something, they'll be like, okay, let's talk about it. And they're very quick to, I think, protect the team. So if I mentioned, like, even when I mentioned that I wanted to move to Korea, they were like, okay, that makes sense. Let's talk about it. And then after a few months, they were like, everything's approved. Like, let's go. And I was like, okay.
Sick.
All right. I truly feel so thankful to just have had great bosses to support and make sure that I'm not burning out. And I don't know if that's the same for you, like for you guys, maybe it's different just because different industries.
Yeah, different industries. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'd had a lot of opportunities as well within the corporate sort of setting. And, leadership obviously always, opened different sort of doors for me. And, I pursued different aspects of the business as well. But I mean, I think maybe for me, it was more the purpose, the mission sort of thing. And also my curiosity in other aspects of different, interests and different things I wanted to do. But that sort of eventually led me to leave. But, you obviously find a lot of fulfillment and contentment in your job.
Right.
What is it about your job that like keeps you so interested and engaged?
I think the root of it really is like, I love music so much and there's so much that it brings me, whether it's comfort or joy or community, like meeting people who are in the industry or meeting people who just love music or a specific type of genre. And for me to say like, oh wow, I'm taking part, like a small part in being able to release this artist or this label's music to the world and people get to enjoy it. They get to find comfort in it. And I think that's kind of the root of it. Like music has been that for me. And a part of me is like, I get to help bring that to the world for other people. Even if it's just me like pushing a button and like sending it out. I'm like, but people get to listen and they get to experience joy. And I think right now for K-pop, it's personal but not personal. Like there's this level of like, I'm just releasing it, but there's an aspect of like, K-pop has become so big globally. And for me growing up, I never was really into K-pop. If you liked K-pop in high school, it's kind of like, you like 2 p.m., like why are you dancing in the corner there? But here everyone, like in the US, like everyone is enjoying it so much. And so like now I'm like, oh, like the K-pop community is, I feel like very safe for a lot of people. Like you just come and you just enjoy this artist's music together. You enjoy being a part of fandom. You enjoy finding community there. And so I think for me, recognizing like I'm helping play a part and people find a place, like I think that's also what has honestly brought me joy in the most recent years. Yeah.
And is that what keeps you grounded?
I would say. I think that's the K-pop aspect of it is like additional. I think just in terms of releasing music and knowing that it brings healing to a lot of people. Like there's music therapy, right? Which I think that was something that I'd kind of, you know, thought of for a split second. But knowing that there's so much power in music and being, you know, being able to play a part in that, I think has been what's grounded me, really. Yeah.
That's so interesting to think of, like, because, you know, like, you being also a musician and an artist, it's like, I feel like people can, like, easily assume, like, if you're an artist, like, the art is something that is the driver of your purpose or fulfillment, and anything outside of that could kind of fall short of that. But, like, to hear that, that, yeah, you feel fulfilled even working within a corporate music setting, I think that's really encouraging, because it's like, oh, like, to know that there's someone out there that finds enough fulfillment in just taking a part and not full ownership of this, you know, like business or entrepreneurship or something like that, you know, or like my own album, my own name, to hear that just being a part of it is enough for you. I'm like, that's really cool. Like, I don't know what it is. I think I'm like, been in the industry, like creative design, whatever industry, long enough where like everyone's trying to do their own thing, their own brand all the time, and less so of like, just wanting to be a little part in the bigger picture. So it's really refreshing to hear you say that. Yeah, I feel like that's what I'm taking away from this.
Yeah, for sure.
I think over the years, I've owned up to what my strengths are and what things are my weaknesses. And I think for me, recognizing, even if it's a small part, I feel like this is what I can do. And I want to do it to the best of my ability, even if it's a small part. And so I think that's just kind of, keeps me a little bit like, okay, focus here, keep going, and just find joy in whatever that has to offer, and then other things that surround that too.
Do you still sing?
Just like for church stuff, or just like at home, I used to like record covers and like upload it, but then I think to that point I was like, there's so much stress, I feel like, that I feel releasing things creatively, because it just opens up everyone's eyes and everyone's thoughts. And I never found myself fully satisfied in releasing it to the world, which I think a lot of artists do, and maybe perhaps should feel like this sense of enjoyment that they're releasing. But for me, I was like, I'm stressed. I'm stressed. Like this one part I really didn't like, or like, you know, and I think there's, you know, power in perfecting a craft, but I never was that, that driven to do so. Yeah.
I'm just thinking now, like, that is true. I'm like, I think there's so much truth in that, of like, in that creative pursuit, in that art form, whatever it is, when you do put it out in the world, it does open yourself up to other people's thoughts and criticisms, and you know, people maybe trying to want to take advantage of your gift and try to do their own thing through it, you know, like it just opens up more of that discussion. But like, to have this decision of, I get to choose how I navigate and own my craft. Like maybe it doesn't have to be public, and I think that's power to you.
I think it feels a little bit more sacred, I think, for me. I mean, who's to say if that'll change in the future one day, but I think right now I'm like, this is enough for me. But who knows, maybe you'll catch me on TV in a few years.
She said it here.
Okay, she said it here.
Please, no.
All right, yeah, we've planted the seed.
She's gonna be on the next singing show.
Sing again.
Oh, sing again.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Is that a Korean one?
Yeah, it's a Korean one.
No. Catch me in my small
she's
home by
here.
myself.
You never know. Living in Korea might change
You put it out there.
Put it out there. You know.
I'll just leave for God and the universe.
She's going to be singing in a dressing room somewhere, and then someone's going to hear her sing and then get her signed up.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of imagination here.
I mean, you're in the perfect setting for it too.
It's true.
That's true.
I do love going to Korean noraebang by myself. Like,
Oh, you do?
yeah, it's so fun. It's such stress relief. No, you guys don't ever feel like when you just get to like scream a song, you don't feel.
That's true.
Maybe no.
I don't sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Well, thank you.
I'm not a good singer, but I know what you mean.
Even if you're not good, like just screaming. I don't know.
true.
You must be very calm all the time and just.
I'm not. Calm. I've never heard that word to describe me.
Maybe that's why, because you get it out all the time. Because you're
True. In different,
high energy.
yeah, different ways. Yeah, I mean, I do like music as well, but I mean, like particular genres, you know. I mean, I really like electronic music, and I like going to clubs and like listening and dancing, and you know, I do that.
Yeah.
So that's my form of musical expression.
Which is beautiful in its own way, you know?
Yeah. Sorry, going back to what we were talking about, you know, with, I guess, the intersectionality of, you know, the business and the art form, and you being on more of the business side, whilst also having this sort of insight into what it must feel like to be a musician putting music out, you know, and your own personal sort of, you know, apprehensions about doing it yourself. Do you take that particular sort of lane of the business perspective, and are you able to sort of mix the two together? Like, are you able to bring in the perspective of what it must be like to be an artist into the business side of things as well? Is that question clear?
Okay, I think not like as an artist, but kind of what I was mentioning earlier, where it's more of like my identity as a Korean American. I think specifically in the genre of K-pop. That I think, but personally, creatively, I wouldn't say there's a true intertwining between music for me, creatively as an artist, and the business side of things. But I do feel like there is, a special space in the music industry that I'm in right now, because K-pop is so big. And I think there's a lot of beauty that I find in that space. And recognizing, like, I mean, there's a part of me that was like, did they just hire me because I work in the music industry and because I'm Korean and they just needed someone to cover K-pop? If that's the case, I'm so thankful, because I feel like there was never, before I got this job, I had worked with a couple of Asian artists and there was so much beauty and power in that, but I never really was like, I want to work in K-pop. And when the opportunity came my way, I was like, this could be fun. Like, K-pop was like really on the rise at that time too. And so I tried it, and I think being in it has given me another sense of what it is like to have the personal aspect of my life and who I am and mix it with the business part of it. And I think it's come together in its own way very naturally, which I'm very thankful for. But yeah, I feel like that's just kind of how it emerges. Like, my identity as a Korean American and what I feel like my gifts and what I feel like, what I want to do with my life has just kind of come together. Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, I, as someone who also, you know, believes in leveraging identity in order to sort of mesh that and align that with purpose, I think, you know, what you're saying, like, it makes sense, like, even sort of on paper. But is there, like, if you weren't in doing this in the music industry, is there anything else that you might have been doing in an alternative life?
An alternative life.
I'm trying to get it to say musician.
I mean, I feel like for me, my personality is very much like, wherever I am, do it well. I'm not really someone who dreams big or like tries to climb that ladder. I feel like I've been blessed to have been given a lot of different opportunities to kind of, you know, be leveraged in a way and like kind of raised to kind of take ownership of what I have. But for me, I've never really been like, I want to own this company, or I want to, you know, be this person and start my own company. It's really, truly just like, I feel like there's so much power in, just like, this is what has been given to me, and just doing it well. And I think there have been instances where like other opportunities have come my way and I've been like, oh, okay, like this job in itself, I feel like someone had recommended me and they reached out, and then within a week they were like, okay, you're hired. Like, and usually it doesn't happen that quickly. And so opportunities like that, it's just really kind of come my way. And I feel very blessed really to have been, And so I think now I'm just, okay, like this is where I am, this is what I could do. I think being in Korea is a part of it, and just enjoying that, living here and making the most of it is where I am right now. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you've been in Seoul for a year now, and you've decided to extend your time here, out of your own choice to want to stay. Do you feel like you've been able to sort of create that community that you were talking about before here? Do you feel a sense of belonging? How do you feel, building a life here?
This is another thing I'm grateful for. Because I've worked with a lot of partners out here for the last few years, I've become friends with a lot of the people I work with. And so I've had people that I kind of already know that have been out here, other friends that I'm really close to in LA that have moved out here as well. So I think sense of community, like there is a level of that. I think what I am learning now that it's been a year is that I'm seeing more of the cultural difference. I think at first it's like, it's so fun to be here. I have friends here, I'm learning, and I'm also learning how to be comfortable just being by myself too. But I think the longer I'm here, the more I'm seeing, oh wow, like Korean culture is very different from me, like from America. I think it was kind of like this mix of like being in America and being a Korean American. You're like, oh, but I'm Korean, but then I'm in America. And now it's the reverse where I'm like, oh, I'm American, but I'm living in Korea. It's such a weird switching of space and understanding. But I feel grateful that there's, people out here that have had international experience. And so there's kind of a little bit of a more open mind and more of an ability to communicate and to find, friendship in here, in Korea. So I think that's continuing to grow. I think I'm trying to find pockets of like what I enjoy. I think church community is a part of it too, and kind of exploring that has been not easy, but I'm learning and I'm enjoying it for what it is. Yeah.
So mostly good.
Mostly good. Yes. Mostly good. I feel like there's already a solid foundation before I came, and now it's just building on that and then finding more, and branching out, meeting people. I am introverted, but then I do love talking to people too. So I think there's like, a balance there. Yeah. Has it been hard for you? Like, I mean, you've been out here for a few years now.
Yeah. I think around 4 now. And I must say that it's been like challenging at times because, I mean, obviously in the beginning, trying to build a community and like being very involved in that was, it took up a lot of my time and a lot of my energy as well. But I've been lucky with all the people that I've come across and I've built relationships with. I think it's more also sort of feeling like I'm not fully sort of intertwined into or like a part. I don't have my roots here because my family's abroad and I'm always leaving the country as well. So it's I'm still working on it. Yeah.
4 years in.
Yeah, 4 years in. Yeah. I think it's like you go through phases. First year it's like honeymoon period and then second year, third year, you have different moments. Yeah. So we can talk more about that.
Do you find that the people that you have met have been through business, or has it been like through other personal connections? Like, I'm curious about that because you came during during COVID or right after COVID?
Yeah, during COVID, yeah.
And then you started a business, but then there are so many, different pockets, I feel like.
So it started out in business, but then also, personal connections, different pockets. Obviously the bar helped, So various channels. So now I can say that I've got friends in all sorts of different industries and that I've met in different places, different ways.
I see. That's incredible. I feel like very extroverted presently. I feel like.
But I am very extroverted.
He makes friends everywhere.
Even a couple months ago, he was like, "I have a friend in town. Do you want to meet?" I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure." So free to just connect people, which I feel like we need people like you in our lives in general.
Yeah, for us introverts.
We're like, it's okay.
Is that how you felt?
No, for that one, I was like, oh, I'm so honored. And, you know, I feel thankful because I feel like just meeting people in general, especially being out here is, you know, always so fun. You never know where they come from, their story, their lives. And it's always a fun thing to kind of sit in a space together and just chat. Yeah.
That's so cool. I mean, first off, thank you so much.
Yes,
for
thank you.
you know, spending your time here with us. And I feel like, just getting into a glimpse of like how your life has been here. It's like it's super cool as a Korean American to like hear like, oh, what it's like to be in the motherland and to pursue your dreams in the motherland. Because I feel like the reason why our parents left was so that we could pursue our dreams over there.
I know.
But to do it here, I think that's like a really cool full circle moment, I think, in that narrative, that bigger narrative. But I guess like, to wrap up on a fun note, going back to the K-pop, is there anything that you're looking forward to or like your thoughts about the direction that K-pop is going?
Oh man. I feel like to be very honest, it's a little bit on a decline right now across K-pop music. But then I feel like when K-pop Demon Hunters came out, it like did a whole resurgence. And so that has been very interesting. But I feel like right now everyone's eyes are on what is happening in K-pop, especially with like BTS coming back and a lot of artists kind of continuing to be on the rise, K-pop Demon Hunt, like so many things are happening in that space right now. And I do feel a lot of excitement for what new music will come out, like how it'll change, how the landscape will change, what new artists will kind of, pop out, because they have debut artists coming out like many times a year from smaller companies on top of the big four that we know about. And so I feel like there's a lot of focus there right now around the world with K-pop Demon Hunters, and so I think I'm just excited to kind of see what's going to happen and take a part and kind of just being like, okay, world, here it is. I hope you enjoy.
She's gonna bring it to you on the podcast. So cool! That's so exciting that you get to be a part of this point of history for Korea, which is amazing.
I mean, the interesting thing with K-pop is that it's always survived different waves and like taken all these turns, and it seems to always come back with something like more impressive.
It has like 9 lives.
Yeah. No, seriously. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it must be a very interesting industry to be involved in.
Yeah, I think that's one of the beauties of like Korea moving so fast. They always try to find the next thing.
They're good about being relevant, making themselves relevant.
Yeah. And they find what's relevant and then they perfect it to the best of their ability.
Like, what more could you do?
Yes, exactly.
Our Korean's so awesome.
And then something comes in, you're like, oh wow, mind blown yet again.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah. I think the part of me is like when I work with creative people and they have all these ideas, I'm like, okay, all right, and then we got to figure out how to make it happen somehow, some way. And so I think that challenges me because it's like always this desire to be better, to do the next thing, to kind of break boundaries, but then also keep the foundation of like what K-pop is, but then kind of explore different channels. 9 lives is a great analogy.
Read it for me.
And I'm glad you're not burning out. I'm glad you're also enjoying it and you're not, over it. And you're continuing to find joy in it as well. So
Very thankful.
And keep going.
Keep
at it.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
maybe you'll make it out here and live to Korea too. Join us.
Alex, we need to move here.
All right, thanks again.
Yes, thank you so much, Lydia.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next episode.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on.
Us millennials. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you next episode.
Bye.
Bye.